Anything before we get started?
Nope. For once, I think I'm good.
Sweet. Wait, let me open up my news stuff. Fucking iPhones. They shut off after like 1 minute. What is that?
It's the Hulkbuster Disney Infinity.
Oh, I was like, what is this? That just reminded me of? Have you guys ever seen, I can't remember what show it is, but it's the very ending of a show credit. It's the drawn monster going across the screen.
Okay,
And it's like,
I know exactly what you're talking about. It's for Mutant Enemy Productions. He goes, grr, arg, mutant. He just goes, grr, arg, and it says Mutant Enemy in the back.
Yes.
Yeah, I know exactly what that is, because I can tell you the exact shows that's at the end of. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Angel, and Firefly.
There we go.
Because it's Joss Whedon's production company.
There we go.
Yeah, I know that very well. I usually stayed through the credits just to watch that.
Now, I wonder if he's like... I wonder if he regrets creating Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because it's probably like the single weakest thing on his list of credits.
Well, he probably only did like an episode or two.
Yeah, like he only directed parts of the first season, but he created the show. So I wonder if that like haunts him because that would suck.
That show.
I don't think anybody does. Alright, you guys ready?
I'm good to go.
Alright, we're going to go in 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Anime F-Bomb. I'm your host, Elijah Senpai Steele, and with me is the wonderful Mariah Wild.
What's up, guys? How's it going? He left out the Titan slaying because he's still not over the fact that Titan slaying is better than anything Digimon could ever offer.
I will hunt you down and gut you like a fish. And we have the illustrious Ginny.
I just want to be everybody's friend. Can we all be friends, please?
We can.
Hold on. This is the same girl that in the first episode she was talking about putting people's heads on stakes.
This depends on the people. I like you guys. Those are people that enjoy Full House. They are subhuman, okay?
God forbid they're watching Full House at night when she goes thug nasty.
I better not hear that Full House coming through your window or see you watching it because I will know. I will find out.
All we'll have is Full House and a cap in your ass.
Oh no.
We have a wonderful show for you today, if you haven't figured out by now. So let's start off with what we've been watching. Mariah, how about you go first?
Actually, over the weekend, I found out that kissanime.com has a Kame ga Kill dubbed and Blue Exorcist dubbed. So I have been binge watching that. Kiku and I have been looking for Blue Exorcist dubbed for like our entire relationship. So it's been like 3 years. And we finally found it, and it's glorious, and Akame ga Kill is absolutely, absolutely wonderful.
I hear it's fantastic. I have it on my list.
It's super, super good. Oh, I fall in love with it every single time. And it's kind of treating me like Game of Thrones because
They kill off everybody in existence?
No, they don't kill off everybody. They kill off a couple people. But it breaks my heart every time. Even though I already knew it was going to happen, watching it dubbed
That's kind of the worst.
My life.
It's kind of the worst when you know it's coming because it like hits harder because you brace for it, but you can't really be prepared. So you're like, ah!
Yep,
when
exactly.
It actually happens.
You can brace for it, but it still breaks you.
Yep.
Yeah.
No amount of preparation can possibly compensate.
Talking about you, Snape.
Yep.
Ginny, what have you been watching?
Alright, so I was introducing my sister to the Vampire Hunter D movies because, I mean, we all love them, and she hadn't seen them, and she was talking about wanting some vampire stuff to watch, and I was like, I'm about to change your life. And then I started watching the original Full Metal Alchemist because I don't know the relationship really between that show and Brotherhood, so I was going to watch them in the order they came out. It's kind of weird. I don't really know what I think yet. Usually after a couple of episodes, I've felt a show out. I don't really have any. I haven't drawn any conclusions on that one yet. It's just kind of there.
I am 3 episodes into Brotherhood, and I haven't decided yet if I like the show or not.
I hate when that happens. Like, I want... it actually happens to me a lot lately. I just can't... I don't know.
The thing that's going to help is, I think, Winry is hot, so it'll make it much easier for me to continue on.
Yeah, I've definitely watched both a couple of times, and I thoroughly enjoy Brotherhood more than the original. I feel like it goes into much further detail, and the storyline makes more sense.
From what I get out of it, they are very similar up to a point. The first season, or first series, was going along with the manga, and then it caught up to where the manga was, so they pretty much did filler for the rest of the show. Like, it was all just made on the spot.
Oh, God.
But Brotherhood is the entire manga run, so it is the exact story from throughout the manga. That's what I get out of it. I can't say for sure, but that's how it's been explained to me.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Definitely. Brotherhood's way better. Just saying.
Now, as for what I've been watching, I'm going to talk about two today. One is just very short. Speaking of Brotherhood, they released the first episode of Brotherhood Final Fantasy 15. And I really liked that. That actually helped get me more excited for the game than anything else so far. It was just so much fun. But now, on to the main show I want to talk about. It is a heart-wrenching, gut-punching, emotional roller coaster every episode. There's a certain show that just finished named Erased. The first season just concluded a week ago? Yeah, I want to say a week ago. And the whole storyline is, to give you a synopsis of kind of the first episode, because the first episode itself lays out the story. There's this guy, he's, I want to say, like 28, 29 years old, and he can kind of, I'm not going to say he doesn't go in the past, but he'll have something happen, and then he'll have almost like deja vu, but it's anywhere from 1 to 5 minutes in the past. And every time that happens, he knows something wrong is going to happen. So it happens to him, and he helps save the little kid, goes to the hospital, and then his mom comes to stay with him. You then find out a little bit about his past and how there were some abductions and missing children, like his age, from his school. And his mother kind of knows something about that. Because there are some more kidnappings going on, and the son just feels weird. Well, it then ends up with, and this is still the first episode, the son's away, the mom's at home, and she gets stabbed in the back. All the while falling and saying, "I always knew it was you," and dies. So he comes home, finds her dead, like freaking out. He's outside his apartment, and this old woman, like a neighbor, stops by and sees him with blood all over his hands, and he runs. He blinks, finds himself nowhere near where he was, and he is in front of his old school. He is 10 years old again. And this whole story is about him trying to solve these disappearances and find out who this killer is. And he flip-flops back and forth between present and past at certain times, and every episode is an emotional, gut-wrenching, just tearing my heart out.
Yep, so I'm not going to watch it. Because I cry at everything.
Oh, this was one of the best written shows I've ever seen.
That is a really fascinating concept.
It is, and I wasn't sure exactly, just reading the description, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, that is pretty wild.
It's one of those, I wanted to talk about it an episode or two ago, but I wanted to wait until it was over, because this is a show you need to binge watch, because after every episode you're going to say, I need more right now. I need to know what's going to happen here. Because it always ends on a cliffhanger, and it's always, like, I was crying almost every episode of the series.
So it's one of those animes that I'll have to take 2 days off of work in a row. One day to cry my heart out, the next day to make the swelling of my face go down, right?
I was hugging a stuffed animal for most episodes.
Aww. Was it an Attack on Titan stuffed animal?
No, it was a really good one. It was a Digimon one.
Oh, God. No.
So,
Hey, speaking of Attack on Titan, I don't know if you remember last episode, you made me a promise that you were going to start watching it.
It's not terrible.
Oh, what? What?
It's not
Huh?
terrible.
Huh? Yeah, it's fabulous? Yeah, I know.
It's not terrible so far.
You're welcome. You're welcome. How many episodes are you in?
2.
2.
Only
Well,
2?
That's like one episode a week.
I planned on watching them every Friday night, and now I've been finding out I've been falling asleep much earlier. So, that's okay. After WrestleMania tonight, I'll watch some more.
Just watch like 4 episodes tonight. I promise. You'll get addicted, and you'll be like, what? There's other animes? No, there's not.
We'll
Just kidding.
see. We'll see. I mean, it's still not anywhere near as good as Digimon, but whatever. Now that we've been through what we've been watching, let's get into some news, shall we?
Yay, news!
And let's start off with a fun one. So, fans from One Piece will know the I can't English right now. The iconic scene from early in the series, where Sanji finally thanks his mentor Zeph as he's getting ready to leave the Barati. Well, since 2016 is the year of Sanji, because One Piece, there is a monument immortalizing Sanji, and it's a phone charger. The wonderful thing is he's in this wonderful pose where he's bent over, and the power cord goes right into his right cheek, and the phone charger is the back of his head. You plug your USB in there.
So he likes it in the butt.
Apparently.
That's so awkward. Why is it designed like that?
I'm just kind of wondering how big it is. Is it like...
It's like...
Is it life size?
Yeah, it's life size Sanji. And the best part is it's this giant thing with one USB plug on it.
That's hilarious.
It's just right in the back of his head, right here. USB plug.
It would be cool if it had several plugs so you could charge your iPod and your phone at the same time. Then
I think it would make more sense if it had several because it's out like in a park or something, the way the picture was. So that way many people could sit there and charge stuff as they're doing their day-to-day activities. But no, just one, right in the back of his head. I just found this hysterical.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I love One Piece, and I remember this scene incredibly well. I was almost crying.
I find the lack of logic disturbing, though, in the design.
Yeah.
I think it was pretty much made as a funny.
Oh, it's funny.
Because you said it gets plugged into his butt, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, the power cord just goes right up in that cheek.
Oh, God. That's definitely a funny.
Let's talk about something that isn't as funny and is much more cool. Viz Media has announced a partnership with the prominent global talent and literary agency UTA to develop a diverse range of live-action programming based on titles from Viz Media's catalog of manga and anime properties. This includes Bleach, Death Note, Naruto, One Punch Man, One Piece, and Tokyo Ghoul. One Piece. The UTA partnership represents an important new direction for Viz, and according to Brad Woods, the chief officer of Viz Media, bringing the rich stories of manga and anime to life in new ways is an exciting opportunity with tremendous potential. I want a One Piece live-action movie right now, damn it.
I mean, out of those listed, I can really only see One Piece going well. I don't know, I feel like One Punch Man would be way too overdone, it would lose sight of the story, and it would be nothing but CGI.
Aren't all the live action iterations of Death Note like really bad? Like I've heard that the movies are terrible.
I think I've heard that. Then again, same thing with Attack on Titan.
Hey.
Oh God.
Hey. I actually liked those. Don't hate.
I was going to go to theaters to see them, admittedly, and I didn't, and I'm actually sad about that.
You missed out.
I feel like a lot of these would be over the top, especially like you said, One Punch Man and even Naruto. I could kind of see Naruto working, but the biggest thing even One Piece would be very over the top. Because you got Luffy over there as the Rubber Man.
But One Piece is kind of over the top anyways.
Yeah. I think Tokyo Ghoul could actually thinking about it, that would probably work the best. At least from what I've seen. I've only seen a few episodes, but it seems like something with a much darker, and it seems more story-driven. So I think that might work pretty well. There are actually some recent live-action movies that I would love to see. I'm still waiting for. There's a live-action Erased movie, which just debuted in Japanese theaters in March. And there was a live-action Corpse Party movie that just debuted in theaters in September, I want to say. So I'm waiting for that to be dubbed. So I'm really curious to see if any of these can break the mold of the bad live-action animated movies.
I'll tell you what movie's gonna do it. Ghost in the Shell.
God, I'm so excited for that.
That's gonna be great.
Not even for the Scarlett Johansson. I mean, even though I think she's amazing, I'm so excited for that movie.
She's so pretty.
She is.
She's so pretty.
Oh my God, her and Lucy. Oh my God.
There should be pictures of her everywhere, like just on walls in businesses, just pictures of Scarlett Johansson for no reason other than just she's pretty.
Just with like the words "Cheer Up, Buttercup" underneath it.
I feel like that would end terrorism. Let's just be real.
Just have pictures of Scarlett Johansson
There's
all
no
along
reason.
the airport. Oh,
There's
yeah.
no reason to have a fit. Just look at Scarlett. I mean, come on, guys.
That's a very good slogan. Don't have a fit, look at Scarlett.
I like it.
That's a good one. Oh, goodness.
Next
All right.
up, we have a brand new anime trailer, which looks really cool. It is a show called New Game, and it's an upcoming comedy TV anime based on a 4-panel manga of the same name by Shataro Tokono. It's now available online, the manga and the trailer. The series follows Aoba. Wow, for some reason I can't. Suzukaze. I don't know why, but normally I'm fine with Japanese names, but that one just messed me up. A young woman who goes to work for Eagle Jump, the developers of her favorite video game. New Game will begin its Japanese broadcast in July 2016. Now, the trailer didn't have any subtitles, so I didn't know exactly what was being said in it, but I love the animation style of it, and it does look kind of funny.
It does look really good. I do wish that they would have added subtitles, or somebody would add subtitles to it. But it looks like an anime that I would definitely check out as soon as it comes out.
Yeah, and it says it starts in July 2016, so it's one of the new summer anime. It's definitely one I'll be watching each week.
Oh, goodness. Have you watched it, Virginia?
I have not.
Oh, you're going to have to check it out. It's really
looks so
good.
Next up, we have something that I am very, very excited about. Viz Media announced at Anime Boston on Saturday, which is a few Saturdays ago now, that has licensed Junji Ito's Tomy manga and plans to release it in one hardcover compiled volume this winter. Viz Media describes the series as horror manga master Junji Ito's long-awaited debut series Tomy returns in a new deluxe omnibus hardcover edition. Tomy Kawakami is a femme fatale with long black hair and a beauty mark just under her left eye. She can seduce nearly any man and drive them to murder as well, even though the victim is often Tomy herself. While one lover seeks to keep her for himself, another grows terrified of the immortal succubus. But soon they realize no matter how many times they kill her, the world will never be free of Tomy. If you don't know any of Junji Ito's work, he is a master of horror. He really is. I could name a couple, but just everything he's done. In fact, Junji Ito was helping to work on what was going to be my most anticipated game of all time until Silent Hills got canceled. And I don't want to cry right now, so. But like his style of horror is breathtaking because he doesn't go for the like jump scares or the monsters or that. He goes for the subtle darkness of scares.
Like the psychological scares of it?
Yeah.
I love those.
One of his big series, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, had to do with sharks. But it was really creepy. It wasn't anything like Jaws or anything like that. This was a genuinely creepy, dark series. And it was so good. I highly suggest checking out any of his work if you're into horror. So this really, really excites me. I'm excited to read it. I
I
already have
think
it on
I'll
pre-order.
have to check it out because I really love psychological horror movies. Why not love psychological horror manga?
Then you'll love 10 Cloverfield Lane. Just
I hope
saying.
so. I have to go see it.
Ginny, how do you feel about horror series?
That's a complicated subject for me because whenever I see like a horror movie or show and it works for me, it really works. But then when it doesn't work, it's almost worse than a bad comedy, if you know what I'm saying. And bad comedies are really hard to sit
Oh,
through.
I know what you're saying. I've watched
Yeah,
House of Wax.
yeah, like it's. Oh, I guess all I'm really saying is horror is very polar for me. When I find a horror that I like, I'm like obsessed with it. But then if I don't like it, I can barely sit through it.
See, horror is really in the eye of the beholder because horror movies don't really scare me that much.
Yeah, and I
What's
think the
scary
same.
to me are
Sorry.
that's all right, are the thrillers. Like I just said, 10 Cloverfield Lane. I felt scared a lot of that movie. House at the End of the Street. I was creeped out in that movie. It's not these horror movies that do it. It's the sense of realism in certain
Yeah,
movies.
like it could happen to you.
And that's why I like Junji Ito's work. It's creepy, it's dark, it's real.
And I think the same is true of comedy, actually. It's just so subjective that it's automatically polarizing.
Exactly.
If you don't think it's funny, if you're not laughing, then you're like, well, I'm just gonna turn this off because it has nothing to offer you. Whereas the person next to you might be like, you don't think this is funny? You're insane.
Like Talladega Nights.
Oh
It
god.
was hilarious.
It's so funny. How can you not like it?
If you don't shoot Big Red, then fuck you.
I'll scissor kick you in the back of the head. I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
All I'm saying is Will Ferrell is very hit or miss on his movies, mostly miss, and
Oh.
Sacha Baron Cohen is the same way.
Sacha Baron Cohen is an angel sent to us as a gift.
He has been good in like 3, maybe 4 movies.
Oh my god. Will Ferrell is my favorite comedian, but I really do like Sacha Baron Cohen too.
It could be worse. You could like Jim Carrey.
Okay, Jim Carrey gets on my nerves now. Like I honestly like Jim Carrey when he's being serious, but yeah, when he's doing comedy, I don't understand why people even like him. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't get it.
Some of his older stuff I enjoy, but most of his stuff, it's not my kind of humor. I
Yeah.
do enjoy humor, and I get that people
I mean-
like him. I can respect that, but
Basically, what I get from him is that he likes to yell, and I don't get why that's funny.
You know what I really like?
What?
The fact that there's a Full Metal Alchemist live action movie that's in the works.
hell
That
yeah,
could-
there.
That
is.
could be awesome.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
Ryan, why don't you read us the article?
Alright. Oh goodness, I can't even pronounce this word. I completely just blanked out. I had an Elijah moment.
It's okay. That happens. I have that effect on people.
Okay, according to Daily Cizo, a Japanese entertainment publication, a live-action film adaptation of Full Metal Alchemist is currently in development for plans for 2017. Oh, goodness. I'm so excited.
It's going to be awesome. I do want to see it. I feel like it could make a great live-action movie.
Okay. They have already... go ahead.
Like you were talking about how some of the anime that you mentioned earlier were too outlandish for it to be live action and be believable. This is one that I think could really easily be made to work.
Yep.
Yeah.
I really want to see what they do with the homunculus.
It's sci-fi grounded in reality.
Yeah. But they have casted Ryosuke Yamada from... God, what is it called? I'm having so many brain farts right now. From Assassination Classroom will star as Edward Elric.
I just found out when finding this article that there's a live-action Assassination Classroom movie.
Yeah.
Or I should say movies. I need to watch them.
From what I hear, they're really good. I haven't been able to find them anywhere. But so if you find them, let me know, please.
I'll check my sources.
Okay, sweet. But they're going to be filming all the way from June to August of this year in Italy.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, and of course, they got to use the CGI for this one and everything.
Oh, it's going to be heavy CGI, especially with all the homunculi, all of the different alchemy that's being used in it. But like I said, I feel like it's very grounded of a series. I feel like it could work really well.
I hope they do it in multiple movies, not all in one, because I feel like then it's going to be super rushed.
Yeah.
And they'll just cut out a lot of pieces of the middle and sort of have part of the beginning and part of the end. And then the mainstream audience will be like, wow, I don't get it. What's going on?
So like Batman v Superman.
Yeah, exactly. And all of us who have actually, read the manga or watched the anime are going to be like, yep, they missed this and this and this and this.
I feel like that might be part of the problem with the Attack on Titan movies. They made 2 movies, but it's 26 episode show, and I hear there's like almost no filler in that show.
Yeah, there's not.
So they're really cutting out a lot of stuff that probably shouldn't be cut out.
Yes, I will admit that. There's some of like the small details that may not make a lot of difference to people who haven't emerged in the anime or the manga. But to everyone who has, they're like, why did they leave this out? That's so important. Ugh.
But do you know what movie is doing really good right now? The second film in the Digimon Adventure Tri series. Digimon Adventure Tri Ketsui, which stands for Determination, has sold 83,000 tickets for over 134 million yen, which is $1.18 million, in 10 theaters, and between its opening day, which was March 12th, and March 27th. So in 3 weeks, in 10 theaters, it has sold over $1 million worth for a movie that you can buy at the store the same day. That's crazy.
That's really good then. That's like, I mean, honestly, if you can go out and buy it, it's impressive that anybody would wanted to see it in the theater.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
For example, I've watched them both already, both movies, and it's the same thing with, for example, they recently had the Psycho-Pass movie in theaters for 2 days. It's the same thing. You can buy the movie already, or you can go to theaters to see it. So the fact that it's making this much money in theaters, and it doesn't say it here, but they just extended it another week because it's doing so well. Digimon making bank, yo. Just proves Digimon is a fan favorite.
I'm so sad that I missed the Psycho-Pass movie in theaters. I mean, like you said, I've already seen it, but I really wanted to see it in theater and take my sister, and I just missed it. So
I planned on going. I was gonna binge both seasons, and the closest one was 3 hours away. So I'm like, nah.
You want to know the closest one to me? Guess.
Yeah.
Just guess.
1,000 miles.
Tell me it's like 10 minutes.
No, it was like 10 hours away.
Oh my god.
That was the closest theater that was playing it. It was 10 hours away.
You should still binge watch it though. Like you should still watch the show. It's really good.
Oh, I definitely plan on it. Like I said, it's on my list. I have
it's
so many shows on my list right now.
interesting, and the lead characters are so detailed and dynamic. If and when you do get to it, I would like to talk to you about it.
Oh, I'll definitely be talking about it after I watch it. That's for sure.
Elijah, you have so many animes on your list. I think you just need to binge watch one anime every week.
At least he's seen a lot of anime, though. Like, I feel like I'm just now trying to branch out and not even doing a good job of it. Like,
yeah, you're getting started, and that's what matters. It doesn't matter how much you watch it. It matters what your ambition in watching it is.
Touché.
I do want to be knowledgeable about it at some point, but
I'm sure you will be.
I'm just a pleb right now.
I would say by episode 5, you'll be otaku.
I feel it.
You got this.
And while we're on the subject of movies, this is our last topic, and it's not super important, but it's a fun one. I really enjoyed that this happened. Satoru Fujinuma, who's the protagonist of Erase, is a struggling manga artist. He's drawn the superhero manga Fight Wonder Guy, but can't get it published, and still must work as a pizza delivery man to make ends meet. Well, the film adaptation was just released in theaters in March, but it had a neat bonus. It was live action, and the Fight Wonder Guy book in the movie was actually drawn by Kisanbe, who is the original creator of Erased. It was really cool that he did this for it. He didn't really want to be a part of the movie because he really had faith in where they were taking it. But the fact that he drew this manga for the movie is awesome. And certain theater patrons could actually get a hold of a manga booklet of it that they were giving out in certain theaters.
Wow.
Which is really cool.
Oh man, so it's like back in the day whenever the Pokemon movie came out, you got the Pokemon card with it.
Do I need to tell you how many times I went and saw the first movie in theaters?
How many Pokemon cards did you get?
By the time I had all 4 exclusive ones, I probably saw it 7 times.
Nice. Hey, you had all 4 though.
I would take my extras to trade with people.
There we go.
That is really smart. Like collecting wise, that was
Hell
smart.
Yeah.
Wise.
And I only had to go once to get that Ancient Mew and once to get that Entei from the second and third movies. That's when they started to go downhill.
You're right. That's exactly where it started to go downhill. But that would be super awesome if more anime creators, did that for their movies.
I agree. I completely agree. I just think it's a cool little touch he added in.
Yeah.
And one of the big things I get out of this is him respecting enough what they're doing to not want to be involved in the making of a movie based on his property. That's awesome.
But still giving it like his blessing. That is really cool.
Yeah. Actually, later in the article, it said he was pleasantly surprised at how well it turned out.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I also think, him, making this manga was a great market strategy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, okay, for, let's say, oh, goodness. Ooh, what's a good one to use? Alright, so, let's say for the Attack on Titan live-action movies, if they're like, yeah, select theaters, whenever you come to premiere night and you watch it, you get like a live action figure of the main 4 characters, and you're just like, man, that's cool, I have to get it. You could see that movie like 4 times and get all 4.
I have made a lot of mistakes in my life, and thankfully, because they gave out Darth Maul 3D glasses, seeing Star Wars Episode 1 in 3D in theaters was not one of them.
That's pretty cool.
It was close to a disappointment, but yeah, I think another big thing is people who might have been like, oh, I don't want to go see this because it's probably bad. See that you get this manga drawn by him for going to see it, I'd be like, well, shit, I have to go see it now. That would be like, oh, we're giving out this little chibi Goku figure if you go see Dragon Ball Evolution. Well, alright. And then still walk out of that theater disappointed. But you would at least get something for it. And it would have had people go see it even if they didn't want to.
It's like extortion. It's brilliant.
Exactly. You ever notice it's mostly done for bad movies anymore? There's a reason for that.
They know. They're becoming self-aware.
And that, my grasshoppers, is it for the news for episode 3.
Woo! Time to move on to Otaku Topic of the Week.
Oh, yeah.
Now, warning to everyone listening out there, this is a very diverse topic. I'm going to go ahead and apologize if you do not agree with anything that we say about it. And then if you do agree with us, cool, awesome. Appreciate you. So, our Otaku Topic of the Week there's a big cosplay community in the anime world, because who does not like to cosplay as their favorite anime character? I know I do. I know Elijah appreciates it. He has it all over his back wall. I'm sure Virginia is going to get into it now.
Hopefully. Someday.
But there is a group that's called Cosplay is Not Consent. And pretty much it's just, a group that makes you self-aware of, the sexual harassment side of cosplay. Because let's be honest, there's some anime characters that are dressed scantily, but not all of them. But somehow you can cosplay scantily as these characters, even if they are the most covered-up characters. And so, of course, if you're a girl, you're going to get your ass and your tits stared at. If you're a guy, you're going to get your genitals stared at. Yeah?
It's kind of just like at Halloween,
Yep.
When you go to look for a character to dress up as, it's really hard to find the movie-accurate version because most of what they have stocked is the sexy version, which is fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I think they should offer both versions.
It's like going down the list of Halloween costumes. Slutty Nurse, Slutty Lara Croft, Frog. Ooh, there's a good one.
Exactly.
I don't know. I really like the hot dog costumes.
Oh, the hot dog's great.
And the T-Rexes.
I have seen a sexy hot dog, so I'm not kidding. I've seen that costume somewhere, and I was like, all right, I'm out of here.
I'm ready
But
for
childhood
the sexy blow-up T-Rex costume.
But, I mean, one thing a lot of people need to grasp is these people exist that make cosplay hard, that make this movement have to happen. And those people are assholes. Like, there's no way around it. I love cosplay. I have pictures on my wall of scantily clad cosplay. Why? Because I absolutely love the design, even if it is. For example, back here, I have Jessica Negri as Charizard. And, like, she just has, like, a bra on. But the design of the costume is so amazing. Just everything that went into it. Everything down to she painted her nails orange. Everything about it is so incredibly well done. I respect that costume like crazy. And there are certain people who just look at that and think, oh, that's just hot. And don't consider that there's a person in that outfit. And that's one of the things that makes cosplay hard for people.
But on the other side of the spectrum, and this is where I sit, as someone who, does cosplay and who has scantily cosplayed. I went as Katana to Pensacon one time, and I had Kane Hodder and Ernie Hudson hit on me. If you're going to dress scantily, I think that you should be aware that you're going to attract that attention. And if that's not something that you want to have, don't do it. Just don't do it.
I agree with that. Like I said, people are assholes, but if you're going to dress like that, you have to acknowledge that you're going to meet assholes.
Yeah. Because let's be real about this. If a girl walks down the road and her ass is hanging out and her tits are hanging out, how many people are not going to look? Females included.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I think females might stare more because from other women, it's the judgment and the jealousy, as opposed. So it's just kind of like, what a bitch. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. But, it is unfortunate that, there have been instances where, after cons, a lot of people like to go out, enjoy the nightlife. I know after Pensacon, we always go downtown because they always hold, different, stuff downtown, and they have drink specials and all this kind of stuff. And unfortunately, there are creepers out there that will take advantage of girls who are scantily dressed.
Yep. In fact, at New York Comic Con every year, Sonic Boombox holds a big party Friday and Saturday night, and they're cosplay parties. And there's drinking involved, and some people may be fine, but when they get a few drinks in them, they may not be. And I think that cosplay and drinking might not be the best combination, because I've heard way too many stories.
Well,
Yeah, I
I
could see.
mean, I feel about it, you know, I look at it the same way as if, you know, I was to go out and go drinking. I would make sure that I was with a group of people that I trusted,
Hmm.
because even if someone's not being obviously creepy, it only takes you to look away from your drink for 1 second for someone to put something in it. You know, just be smart about it is, I guess, pretty much what I'm saying. Travel in packs, you know, don't go off by yourself. Don't go anywhere with someone that you don't know, especially if you're scantily dressed. Travel in
Yep.
scantily dressed packs.
Yeah. That's actually the best advice you can give, because, like I said, people are assholes. And especially guys, when it comes to scantily clad women.
Yeah. And I mean, the same thing goes for guys, too. I mean, there are billions of guys who go to, you know, different cons and they're wearing the Spider-Man spandex or Deadpool spandex, morph suits, anything that has, what's it called, spandex on it. You know, we can see everything.
Yeah.
We know.
Everything.
And, you know, guys can get as easily taken advantage of as girls do.
I absolutely love cosplay. I, for the most part, love the community. This is the whole reason I want to cosplay. But it's one of those things where I fear for some cosplayers, because they've gotten that reputation of doing sexy outfits. So they are getting more of a stigma from people, where it may lead to those people changing their ideas about what they think of this cosplayer, from being more of just really good cosplayer to just dressing in really sexy outfits. And I'd tap that. I'm like, that's not what cosplay is about. So I'm just afraid of kind of the future of cosplay in total, because I'm trying to remember what convention it was, but I was reading they were thinking of just outlawing cosplay at the convention because of prior events, and I don't want that to happen.
How do you feel about all this, Virginia? You've been awfully quiet.
I sort of, I read a few articles on this topic, and I sort of initially had Elijah's reaction of, well, I mean, that's just asshole-ish. You're taught in kindergarten to keep your hands to yourself. And I'm somewhere in the middle. Because to me it depends. Is this staring or groping? And how if it's staring, how much staring is it? Because like you said, people are gonna look, but are they like following you around, watching you walk? And then with the handling, I don't care how somebody is dressed. Like every kindergartner knows you don't touch somebody if they don't want you to touch them. That is creepy and disturbing to me. I don't understand seeing
Yep.
someone in a costume and thinking, oh, you're in a costume, that means I can touch your body without asking. What? What kind of logic is that?
I,
That's so creepy.
I still remember the first time I ever met Jessica Negri and Monica Lee. I was legit, like, I was starting to hover hand until they just drew me closer and just in a full-on hug. And I'm like, I almost feel bad about hugging you guys right now, because they were dressed rather scantily. And I'm like, I almost feel bad about it.
Yeah. Well, the only thing, like, I think it is a great movement and group to make, you know, more people aware, like, hey, this stuff does happen. But at the same time, I feel like they are doing it in a way that's going to make people scared to cosplay almost.
Yep. Or do it and make some people, like, I'm not going to tear this person down, but she actually started cosplaying more and more scantily, and then to the point where it was just like, I can't believe she was allowed into a convention with that on.
Oh, as like a challenge?
not even a challenge, just like she was doing it more and more for the attention, and then she got more attention and started complaining about it, and I'm like, yeah, it sucks that it happened, like it shouldn't have happened, but you've been asking for this more and more. And like the outfit where this happened, it wasn't even a good representation of that character.
Yeah, to me, it's just it's a matter of degrees. Because even outside of cosplay, I've known women before to get upset that guys were looking at them, and I'm like, well, what do you mean he was looking at you? Like, do you know what I mean? Because there's looking at you, and then there's ogling, and it's
Yeah.
not the same thing. It's not the same thing. And if, like, getting upset because people are looking at you, especially if you're dressed up, is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, if they're touching you without your permission, that is just
Or stalking.
that
Yeah.
freaks me. It freaks me out that anyone would think that's okay. Why would you even consider that? Like, oh, I'm gonna touch you, or I'm gonna follow you back to your house without asking. What?
Yeah, and there have been reports of that happening, and I mean, it's weird, like people being followed back to their hotels and everything. It's just like, and I'm not saying this to the cosplayer, but to the people that were like doing the stalking, that, come on, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw a great cosplay of Yoko Littner at New York Comic Con last year, and Yoko wears a bikini top and short black shorts. But this cosplay was really good, and like the gun she had was super detailed and accurate. You could tell she wasn't cosplaying to be sexy, she was cosplaying because she liked the character.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I've even been to cons and I've seen someone cosplay as Misty, but she was pretty much Misty without the shirt on. It was just suspenders covering her nipples.
Oh my goodness.
Those are the people I feel less bad about this happening to.
No, don't say that, because it's terrible whenever it happens to everyone. I just
is,
think
but
they
those
need to be
people are asking for it.
smarter about it.
Yeah.
It's almost like they want it to happen, so then they can complain about it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And I mean, I guess another way to put it is, depending on how the costume is, depends on if I look at someone and say, wow, she's dressed up really sexy, or if I say, wow, she's dressed up like really good for the character. Because again, if I think this person respects the character, I think she's just dressed up really good. But if I think she's doing a terrible job of respecting the character, I'm like, she's just trying to dress up sexy. She wasn't actually trying to do it.
Yeah. So,
And that damages it for me.
yeah. Well, the movement, it's a great movement. Like I
It is.
said, I feel like it just needs to have more education about, how to avoid these certain situations instead of just being like, oh, hey, yeah, if you're dressed sexy, you're going to get molested. You're going to get ogled at, and you should be afraid.
The movement is kind of like the NRA. There should be more education involved, and that was about all I had.
Yep. Because there are creepers out there. We all know that.
Oh yeah. I know a few myself, which just scare me.
I mean, I'm kind of creepy. I'm not going to ogle someone at a con, though. Creepy.
I had a picture up of another year from a convention where it was me with Monica Lee and Riddle, and this one person messaged me and said something really inappropriate about the one. I'm like, don't say that again, because I really respect her. And he's like, why? I was just saying. I'm like, I know you were, but I don't want you talking about her like that, because that means if you were to see her at a convention, you wouldn't be respectful to her.
Yep.
And that sucks.
It's like what you were saying. It's like they almost don't even realize that what they're talking about isn't a statue or a picture. It's a person that has feelings.
Yep. Exactly.
Yep. Because cosplay is an art.
It really is.
If anybody has ever done cosplay, like from scratch, it can be really, really fucking hard.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, the first year I ever cosplayed, Kiku actually built me 3D mobility gear because I was cosplaying as Mikasa. And I swear, we spent like 4 months making that. So it's definitely an art. It's not something that everyone can do. And it just, like you said earlier, Elijah, it just worries me that with these creepers around, people are going to stop doing it.
Yeah, and I'm not saying people should continue to like dress as sexy characters like I said, Yoko Littner. But if you like the character, you shouldn't have to be afraid to do it. And that's the worst thing. Like I said, I can see somebody dressed up something like that, and if I can tell they like the character, I, I just think awesome. Like I'm happy for them. Like they're able to dress up as that. They feel comfortable as that. That's really awesome. But if they're just doing it for attention, that's the worst.
Oh well. Unfortunately, there are those people out there. But even more unfortunately, we have the creepers. So.
Oh yeah.
And I think both of those things are going to be present in a minority anytime you get a group of people together, no matter what the group is celebrating.
Oh yeah.
It's just statistical. I mean, some of those people are in society, so if you start any kind of club or faction, you're going to get some of the weirdos on both ends of the spectrum.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
And I'm not saying everybody else should put up with it or say, oh, well, they're just assholes. I mean, yeah, you should try to get them to stop. But statistically, they're out there. They exist.
Yeah, and there is no stopping them. It's just a matter of trying to dwindle the numbers.
Yeah.
Agreed. So everybody listening that does cosplay, please continue to do cosplay. We love it. Send us pictures and stuff. But please, please, please protect yourself.
Be safe.
Yeah, protect yourself, but don't let the bad apples ruin it for the entire orchard.
Yep.
I'm honestly proud of that metaphor.
There we go. I like it.
All right. Do we have any closing statements? Any thank yous you'd like to put out there?
I'm actually going to put a big thank you out there to Jeremy Branch and all the guys at Be Terrible Productions over this weekend. I was invited to go out to the Southern Geek Fest in Hattiesburg, Mississippi to go help them out, and I also got to interview Trina Nishimura, which hopefully will be up soon so you guys can see it. She's super sweet, super awesome. If you don't know who she is, she did the voiceover work for Mikasa Anchorman and Attack on Titan for the dubbed version. She's also been in One Piece, Black Butler, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Freezing.
Let me just mention Kirisu from Steins Gate.
Kirisu from Steins
That
Gate.
is an impressive body of work already.
Oh, it gets worse. She's been in like everything, and it's not even just she's one person in some things. She's multiple people in some things. Like in Claymore, she was 2 of the Claymores. Not just one, she was 2 of them.
That's awesome. I respect that like crazy.
So, big shout out to Be Terrible Productions. Thank you for inviting me along. I really, really appreciate it.
Ginny, any for you?
I'd
like
good.
to thank my cat for not interrupting me.
I have 4 cats, and they've all been very well behaved. And my sister stayed outside playing in the yard the whole time. That was nice of her.
That's awesome. That's perfect. Thankful for the outside today.
Thank you, outside, for giving me this silence. It's meant a lot to me.
I would just like to thank you guys, as always. I enjoy doing this. And a big thank you to Ray, Josh, Chris, and Nick over at Neek. I was repping my Neek shirt earlier today, but I mean, we're doing this, so I had to wear an anime-themed shirt.
Oh, I love your shirt.
Thank you. I'm allowed to wear it because I'm a Beatles fan and a Hatsune Miku fan.
Yeah,
Beatles are amazing.
Kiku just bought me a Hatsune Miku pop that she's actually crystallized.
The crystal one? Yep.
Yes.
I have that on the way right now.
Yes, it's so beautiful.
You guys are pop twins.
Yeah!
If you don't know, I'm kind of overly obsessed with Hatsune Miku. I have every Vocaloid pop. I've seen her in concert once. I have a ticket. I'm going to see her again next month, and I bought the Blu-ray of her concert from 2 years ago that I'm actually in.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
So I really like that character, and I want to see more.
All right. That's it, guys. Thanks for listening again. As always, keep it otaku.